I would love that. To unity. Welcome to the Mecca of unity. Welcome to the Temple of Tope. Welcome to holy ground. Does that sound okay? All right.
We need more cowbell, yeah. I was thinking that.
Say more. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? A woodchuck can only chuck as much wood as a woodchuck feels like. I can't remember how that whole thing goes.
this in your pocket too.
What is that? Hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
That's close enough for rock and roll, right?
Yeah. I suppose. Tell you what, I'm gonna go ahead and start. Oh, I got it.
I'll move the TV, Mrs. Johnson. Paid by the note.
Good morning, Unity Village Chapel, and welcome to your Sacred Sunday. Welcome to your spiritual practice. We are joining together today in heart and in mind, and I want to just welcome Reverend Brenda Arrett, who is here to share her spiritual message with us today. Reverend Brenda was the spiritual leader in Unity of Cedar Rapids, Iowa for many years before coming here to join our team at Unity Village Chapel. So she serves as a staff minister. She leads the small group ministries and does so much to keep us connected and to keep us in principle and served in the Spirit. So thank you, Reverend Brenda, for coming down from Iowa today to be here with us. Let's put a lot of love in our hands and just breathe into this time of prayer together. There's no place to go to get more God. All Godness is right here, right now, unfolding. So we allow ourselves to become fully present to this moment, the one moment that is. Knowing there is no place to go, there's no thing to do. Everything that we need access to, access is granted. Everything that we need to receive has already been given. And everything that we need to release has already released us. So we breathe into that truth as we affirm the one light that is God light, from head to toe, from center to circumference. And so it is. Namaste. If you're here for the first time, welcome, welcome, welcome. You are invited to connect with us after the service, to meet other people. Come on back to the welcome table where you'll find a welcome packet that orients you on the grounds here at Unity Village. We have hiking trails, we have rose gardens and fountains, and the wonderful Fillmore Cafe where you can meet. You can go to the Village Mic, open mic night. There's so much to do here on grounds. So feel free to get connected. I want to just remind you that we are starting our fall series, Adventures in Spirituality. We are about to kick off. So make sure you sign up for a small group, get ready, get the book, find friends or family or community members that you want to connect with, whether it's in our small groups or on your own. But we are about to enter an adventure of growth, an adventure of awakening. So if we have the intention together, we will not be the same at the end of the next couple of months as we are in this moment. We will be living more mindfully, we will be living more intentionally, and we will expand the love that we give and that we receive, yeah? Let's breathe in this morning as we know our unity truth statement. We believe in one power and one presence, God the good omnipotence. We see God as wisdom, love, and divine mind. We honor all spiritual practices and the diversity of paths that lead to enlightenment and awakening. We believe that we're born blessed, and through meditation, affirmation, and prayer, we remember this truth. We activate this truth. And so it is.
Good morning. Unity Village Chapel. You know, I like to call this place the Mecca of unity. It is the heartbeat of unity, and there are so many ministries out there that look to Unity Village Chapel for innovation, for example, and spiritual evolution. I want to say hey to the online peeps. There's a lot of them out there. One of the fun things that I do is track numbers. It's my favorite. And almost consistently, every single week, for every one person sitting in the Temple of Taupe here, there are 3 people online. It is called Ministry Beyond the Walls, right? No boundary, no boundary. So, there you are. I was half circle. Miss Aisha is our lead for the youth and family ministry, and she is a mighty magnet. Let's welcome up the littles.
Come on up.
I got something special in store for you guys today.
Oh.
Most of these kiddos are starting school either tomorrow or sometime this week. Tomorrow, raise your hand if you start school tomorrow. Yeah? Look at that. So we'll have extra in our blessing today. I invite you all to envision school years for each of these children, whether they are, wherever they are, whatever they're learning, whether it's here in Spirit School or in their schools of Monday through Friday, that they are learned and uplifted by everything and can inspire others by what you know and what you believe. You guys go for that? Yeah? Yeah? Okay. Yes. So congregation, you have a part in this. So would you please together bless our children and say,
You are born blessed.
and together we respond. And congregation,
You are here to
Be a blessing.
We are here to be a blessing.
There you go.
We are here to be a blessing.
And congregation, you rub your hands together,
Rub your
and
hands,
we
rub your
encompass these children here standing, all the ones on our rolls,
hands together,
all our families here in this community, and all throughout the world, seeing them in this statement. Together, we love you,
We bless you, and we appreciate you just the way
you are.
Now give me just a second. We have a special This Little Light of Mine today. I want you all to stand, please, if you can, and if you're willing. We're going to sing them out. We're going to dance them out. We're going to do a special Faith Rivera version of This Little Light of Mine. This is also our congregational opener, so let's sing to them. Are you ready? Follow us. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Dance, guys. This little light of mine. Woo, we'll see you later. I'm gonna let it shine. Yeah, this little light of mine. You know that I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Gonna let it shine, shine. Yeah, I got you there. Everybody sing. Shine, shine. You know you want to. Shine, shine. All around the world. Shine, shine. That's going to be everywhere I go. Everywhere I go. I'm going to let it shine. Yes, I will. Everywhere I go. Yeah, I'm going to let it shine. You know that everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Get ready to let it shine, shine. You got it. Everybody sing, shine, shine, all around the world, yeah. Shine, shine, and sing it now. Shine, shine. Now we got the bridge here. When there's light in the soul,
When there's light in the soul,
there is beauty in the person.
there is beauty in the person.
When there's beauty in the person,
When there's beauty in the person,
there is harmony in the home.
there is harmony in the home.
When there's harmony in the home,
When there's harmony in the
there is honor in the nation.
honor in the nation.
When there's honor in the nation,
Honor in the
there is peace in the world. No more living in fear. We're gonna let it shine. No, no, no more living in fear. Yeah, we're gonna let it shine. Yeah, we are, 'cause no more living in fear. No more. We're gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Get ready. Let it shine, shine. Everybody sing. Shine, shine. Oh, you know you want to. Shine, shine. All around the world. Shine, shine. You know you want to. Shine, shine. Sing with me. Let's sing. Shine, shine. Oh, yeah. We're gonna shine, shine. Everybody now, shine, shine. How's that for sending those kids off with some love? Woo.
Am I there? There I am. Doesn't matter what energy I'm in when I come in here, you guys always uplift me with that awesome music. That's one of my favorites.
Awesome.
Thank you. Good morning. Happy Sunday, everybody. How are you? Yeah, happy to be here. It's the week everybody goes back to school, so some parents are probably happy, maybe a little stressed out. We're here. I'm Courtney. If you haven't met me, I'm usually at the welcome table, or you can also find me at Deep Dive after service. We'd love to have you today. I believe Brenda's going to be joining us for conversation to go deeper into today's discussion. And yeah, I'm just happy to be here. Happy Sunday, everybody. You are invited to download the Unity Village Chapel app from your app store. You can search for Unity Village Chapel and download. Open the app, tap the OOS tab at the bottom. There you can follow today's order of service, view announcements, and stay connected. You can also share your prayer request on the prayer wall, where our ministers, prayer chaplains, and community hold sacred space with you. Please take a moment to mute your phone and anything else that might make noise. Now let's experience our daily word wisdom as a reflection of our shared practice. Today is Sunday, August 23rd, and our word is radiance. Aligned with my divine nature, I am a beacon of light for others. God is the light in my life. I give thanks every day for the wondrous blessings of the divine and the peace and strength I derive from my faith. I am a spiritual being, fully human and fully divine. The light of God shines from within me. My confidence grows as I embrace my divine nature. As I live and love more fully and authentically, the joy within me multiplies, and I become simply radiant. The world can feel dark and dull and needs all the light and sparkle it can get. As greater numbers of people discover the power of God within them and express the fullness of their true spiritual selves, the world will glow with our collective radiance. You will do well to be attentive to this as to a lamp shining in a dark place until the day dawns and the morning star rises in your hearts. 2 Peter 1:19.
The pain is something that you can't ignore. You're always wondering what the hurt is for. Your heart feels something that it can't explain. You yearn for love, but you're afraid to change. Remember, the wounded bird still sings. Remember that faith has tiny wings. Love is letting go of fear. Love is letting go of doubt. Love is letting go the pain that ties your spirit down. And love is letting go of pain. Love is learning how to dance inside the light again. You're always haunted by the love you lost. You're scared that you'll forever pay the cost. Oh, you believe this is the bitter end. Better lonely than be hurt again. Remember, there's always one more chance. Remember that love is the only dance. Love is letting go of fear. Love is letting go of doubt. Love is letting go of the chains that tie your spirit down. And love is letting go of pain. Oh, love is learning how to dance inside the light again. Love is letting go of pain. Oh, love is learning how to dance inside the light again. Love with all your might. Love with all your heart. Oh, love, love with all your soul. Let go.
You know that white chair that usually sits on stage? And Rev Erin uses it for meditation. And I've always wondered, but I wasn't sure. So I tried it out before the service. I can get in it. And then it was suggested I do a bear roll to get out. So yeah, I decided it was a great suggestion. Anyone else need to release stimulation, energy, whatever way that we become grounded and anchored? May I suggest this morning a simple and easy meditation technique. And with this meditation, there is nowhere to go. There's no thing to be other than where we are right here, right now. Everything necessary for becoming still, for plugging in, connecting to, aligning with spirit, principle, divine mind, divine love, source. Have you noticed the piece of furniture on which you sit is fully supporting you. And I see that as a reminder that we live in a friendly universe. The universe rushes to support our highest good. Think of that. Bring that thought, that idea into your heart space. We allow our mind to think. There's nothing to resist or push back. We return again and again and again to the breath, the literal movement of spirit in us. And as we step into the silence, we are reminded again, the universe rushes to support my highest good. It's such a delicious opportunity. The opportunity to be, period. Our hearts are grateful for this spiritual community, for the unity movement, and for what we bring to the community and to the movement. The universe rushes to support my highest good, and I am grateful. And so it is. Set up my workstation here. It's come to be kind of a tradition that the Sunday just prior to Rev Erin's return from sabbatical, she invites me to be here with you all. And part of that is really on purpose, because when Rev Erin comes back from sabbatical, we immediately begin our Adventures in Spirituality series. And that's one of our babies, Mark and mine. And we both live and breathe so much passion and so much discovery in that series. But today, I have a story to share. You know how Rev Erin is a master storyteller, and she weaves the weirdest stories into Sunday messages, and I always think to myself, I don't think that would have occurred to me. So I have a story today, and while I was watching this situation unfold, the metaphysics of it just exploded in my mind. So, sharing the story, and how could it possibly, this story, apply to our lives? A couple of weeks ago, I spotted a new resident at our house in Iowa, making herself at home on the outside of our kitchen window, and best we could tell by researching a photo, she is an orb weaver spider. Is anybody a fan of spiders?
Oh, I am. Especially those. I love spiders.
I'm shocked and amazed. Wow, I'm becoming one. So I discovered that these spiders are famous for spinning these intricate wheel-shaped webs. And they're found in gardens and fields and woodlands worldwide. They're harmless to humans, they're not aggressive, and they're most commonly seen in the late summer and autumn. So their habits are that they build this circular geometric web with non-sticky radial spokes and a sticky spiral center designed to trap insects. They have poor eyesight, so they hang right near the center of their web, waiting for their prey to hit the silk. So the vibration of that insect coming in alerts them, and they race in to grab their catch. Let's talk about gender for a moment. Spider gender. The females are much larger and plumper than the males, and they often have colorful or spotted abdomens. Ours is like tones of taupe and brown, and she has a spotted belly. The males are tiny and rarely seen, and by the way, I learned that males don't build webs. Are they lazy? I mean, that thought occurred to me. I guess I thought every spider built a web. Are they lazy, or are they simply inept? And if they don't have a web, how do they eat? It didn't say she feeds them, but she better not. One surprising, maybe not so appetizing fact about the females is after they mate, they do eat the male. So, maybe it's karma. Build a web once in a while, would you? Catch some dinner. Jezebel, I call her. Jezebel. And here's the story. That night, while I was cleaning up our dinner dishes, I happened to glance up, and I noticed, not this big, but that big around, a good-sized round-bellied spider on the outside, and I could immediately see that she was working a web. I stood there at the kitchen counter, transfixed, with my jaw hanging open for 45 minutes, watching this spider work. In all my bunch of years, I don't think I've ever done that. So I must have caught her at close to the beginning of her work, because she was near the center of the web, and I could see this small kind of knot of gauzy stuff that kind of hung in that little teeny opening in the center. And I was so astonished, I called Bill to come to the kitchen to watch. He doesn't have a 45-minute attention span, but he did watch for quite a bit. So when the web was complete, she returned to the center, to that little glob of sticky stuff, and then she waited, ever so patiently, for her prey to be caught in her web. So here's the thing. As I observed Jezebel being full Jezebel, all sorts of metaphysical thoughts raced through my mind. So I want to weave those into this web. First, this is really important. Everything the spider needs to build her web is within her. We teach this concept in Unity, yes? I think you might have sort of referred to it in the daily word, Courtney. You and I have the innate ability, the God-given ability to work with substance, the invisible creative energy of our universe. And we have the ability because an example of that is that web design is imprinted in Jezebel. I don't know if it's imprinted in her brain or in her tummy, but I know it's imprinted in her by divine mind. So here are some of the 12 powers. If you know me, you know I'm a real fan of 12 powers. So I saw faith at work, imagination, order, and zeal. Now faith, the gland is in the very center of our noggins, and it's our ability to bring substance or creative energy from the invisible realm, and it becomes visible objects and ideas here in our earthly realm. The seat, the microphones, the carpet, the music stand. Everything that we can see in this earthly realm came out of divine idea, came out of divine substance. The spider first leaps, and the web follows. Breathe into that for a moment. Can you recall a real life situation where you literally took the leap, not knowing if there was a support, not knowing if there was a foundation, not knowing if anything or anyone was going to catch you? In my experience, it's equal parts terrifying and exhilarating. You know that feeling? I think in the NET system it's called frightfully overjoyed. We leap, and then the web follows. So by activating our divine faculty of imagination, which is at the point of our third eye, we have the ability to picture our ideas, our desires, and our goals. And the act of lighting up our divine imagination grants us the ability to give shape and form. Is there just one design of chairs in the universe? I mean, every different design is another divine idea come manifest. Then order. Order is just below the navel. Here's a news flash. You and I are divine order in action. Divine order is not something out there. Anybody heard the phrase in Unity, oh, it's all in divine order? Am I in divine order? Am I aligned with that? Because I am divine order at work, and it's the process of mind, idea, and expression. So through divine mind, we can access all that is possible. Anyone ever shared a divine idea, a vision, a dream with a friend, and that person says, that'll never happen. That's impossible. That's too hard. Where are you going to get the money for that? Are you going to quit your real life job right now to walk into this dream? Through divine mind, we can access all that is possible. And I mean talking about aligning with divine mind, aligning with divine principle, aligning with the tools that we're taught in unity. How many get divine ideas in dreams? How about a sign, literally a sign, a license plate, a billboard, a sign? That's a common phrase. Give me a sign. And I want it to be big, and I want it to be very obvious, and I want it to be crystal clear. Thank you very much. How about conversations with others? Something that just sort of pops up in a conversation, and I can feel the light bulb going off, and I'm, managing the system and the project from that point. So when we put those divine ideas in motion with the help of imagination, the vision, the picture of it, we can bring it to expression in our earthly realm. And I know many of us have experience with that. I most definitely saw divine order out picturing in the patterns and the rhythm that Jezebel used. And finally, zeal, very base of the skull. I like to define zeal as the inner fire that propels us forward. So zeal was very evident to me in all that time I watched Jezebel, because she worked so relentlessly, and it felt like she couldn't wait for the finished product so that she could rest in the center. There was one point in that 45 minutes or so where I saw her stop to rest, just for a couple of seconds. Is rest required in creative process? Is rest required? As far as Jezebel's concerned, this whole project is for survival. I mean, a girl's got to eat. She needs so many insects a day to keep that belly plump. And she builds a place to rest in the night, knowing that her web is nature's mechanism for capturing food. So when I first spotted her, she must have been building the framework of her web. And as far as I could tell, more to come on that, but as far as I could tell, she was anchoring the top of it to the very top of the window, and then the bottom, because sometimes she went out of sight when she was working on the top and the bottom. So she spent probably 10 to 15 minutes just building the framework, dropping down from the center to the bottom of the frame, and then climbing upright back to the center. So after she got the bottom part of the frame made, she came back to center and she started working on the upper frame, climbing to the top and returning to the center with every strand. She has to have anchored her web in the top and the bottom of the window. So isn't that where we need to start any creative process? I know you know this, Trish. We need to start any creative process at the center. The center is the ultimate objective. The center is the core, the divine idea, that seed that got planted in us. We actually work best from center to circumference and then return to center. So the center represents our divine nature, the core, the divine core of us. And the circumference represents the outer edges of our consciousness, ever expanding, I might add. So in any kind of divine idea, project, approach, we must build a foundation that anchors the divine idea. Think about house building. First thing, well, sometimes they take out trees and clear land, but they first have to build a foundation for the home. And then they frame it in, my dad used to call it. They're not doing any interior work before that foundation is in place and before the frame is up. So if in building our foundation and framework, we start in the middle, what do you suppose we end up with? Anybody have any experience in that? Forgetting to really solidify that foundation or to really frame in the idea? So we start in the middle, we're on fire, and we operate willy-nilly with no coordinated effort or grand design, and we eventually build a tangled mess with no center. And I believe that in our daily lives, this concept is so true, and I think it's important that we hold it in mind as we go about our creative process. We could be creating a piece of art, building an effective system at work. We could be creating healthy communication patterns in relationships. We could be working on an assembly line at a factory. It could be anything that has to do with our experience of daily life. And I'm thinking at some level, really, not a day can go by that we're not creating, right? Cause and effect. We're creating something at some level. So when Jezebel gets to the interior of the web, very obvious pattern. The frame was in place, and she began to move in sort of a circle around the web. She'd start from the center. She would climb upright on the left part of the web from the center, and all the while that she's climbing, of course, she's spinning the silk, and her little feet are doing this because she's connecting every single strand to the strand before it. So she gets to the top of the web, she comes across the web, and then she drops on her back, and she floats down. Her feet are still working, and she's connecting each new strand to the one that was there. So when she rounded the bottom, so she started at center, go up left, go around, float down, get down to the bottom and work on that interior. And then she would climb upright with her back to the window. So then she'd come back to center every strand. She got it connected to the design, and she came back to center, to the core, to the divine idea. She was so methodical. I was amazed at the pattern. And in the light of dusk, I could see the web substance coming from her body. Round and around and around, watching that interior was amazing. And I could tell when she was nearly complete. I was so eager to see the full web when she was finished, to see the patterns in it. And where would she rest as she waited for her next bite? Because I've seen spiders hanging out on their web and moving around. But apparently, these orb weavers come back to center. So it's nearly dark, and I can no longer see the web, and I have to squint to see Jezebel, and she's still working very close to the center, and now she pauses. And she's very still. She has created her earthly realm. Think Genesis. She has created her earthly realm, and I like to think she calls it good. I wonder what her next move will be. How long must she be still, and what goes through her mind? The next day when I awoke, I went straight to the kitchen window, and the web was gone. I literally gasped and said, "Oh no!" You know, we've had, like you here, we've had a lot of rainy splotches during the day and at night and windy and so forth. And I thought, oh my gosh, that had to have taken her well over an hour, and it's just gone the next day. So all that work in our outer expression vanishes. Think about how we experience that. So I wondered if she would come back. I don't know if the night I happened to see her was her first night, or if she would come back and would she rebuild. So I found something else in my research. Orb weaver spiders eat their web every night for protein that they need to build a fresh web. So I haven't quite, I get it. I haven't quite worked out the metaphysics of that. It seems like it's a heck of a lot of work when you know it's going to be gone in I don't know how long, an hour, a few hours. And then when you wake up in the morning, you're like, I got to do this again. So I don't know quite how that works out. Do we not have opportunities to create a new experience of life each day? Do you think Jezebel built that very same pattern the next night? Because she came back. And I watched her in my kitchen window for the next 4 or 5 nights. She builds the same pattern. She uses the same movements, the same rhythm. And I think it was the night just before I left to come down here, she wasn't there on the window. So I thought she moved out, got a better offer, found a better house. I didn't know what happened, but I felt so disappointed. And when I talked to Bill a day or two ago, he said she's back. And she's building every night. So I feel better about that. And I told him a little bit about my research. So the metaphysics of Jezebel's process is in her DNA. It's in her nature. And think about how we do life on a daily basis. Every day, to some level of consciousness, we digest what life brings. And when we are conscious, mindful, you might say, we can align with spirit and we can live unity principles. And when this is our practice, what I've experienced is we can carry forward what we need to recreate our next day and then the next. So through our spiritual and our human nature, we create our experience of whatever life brings. And if we have to eat our web for the protein to get up and go to work the next day, then eat the web. Perhaps one thing that separates us from Jezebel's approach is that, I'm pretty sure this is true. Spiders lack consciousness, right? We don't know. Okay, scratch that thought. Okay, let's put it this way. One thing that might separate us from Jezebel is we have the ability to get lost in a story. You know what, Courtney? I worked on that web for hours. I put everything I had into that web. And then Wes came along and wiped out my web. So now I'm blaming you because I have to start my work over and and I'm carrying that emotion, right? That anger. And I don't think Jezebel messes with that. I think Jezebel just knows she made a web, she's going to get some food, she'll eat the web, and I don't know where she goes during the day, cruising the neighborhood looking for a tiny male. So we have this ability to carry the story forward. I have the ability to feel wounded, Wes, that you messed with my web and that you ruined all of my good work, right? And I'm going to carry that, and I'll tell that story to anybody who will listen. I like new people because it's a fresh story for them. So I can tell the story over and over instead of digesting the experience, aligning with divine mind and aligning with principle. Then I could lay that story down that very night and go, you know what? The universe rushes to support my higher good. I'm going to get up in the morning and make another web tomorrow night. So part of me envies Jezebel because it doesn't appear she has those human tendencies that we do. And let's capture the very best part of the story. She leaps first, and the web appears. How often do we create an earthly masterpiece out of pure faith? Pure faith. Which of our 12 powers do we activate on a regular basis? I mean, who goes a day without thinking about or talking about or activating our 12 powers? Do we know when and how to be still? Let's sit for just a brief moment. I'm guessing we each have created some sort of visual of the actual orb weaver. We've created some sort of vision of that beautiful web. And can we just absorb the experience of it? When we have completed our web for the day, do we have the ability to be very, very still? No job, no efforting, no problem to solve. We simply rest in the spaciousness of Jezebel being Jezebel. And for the awareness and the realization, we are grateful. And so it is. Happy web building.
I love spiders. She's terrified of them. I love spiders. All right, guys. Are you ready to build that web? Are you ready to dive into this? Are you ready? I think so. So we need to make our love and our presence a diving board. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Your love is a diving board. I'm gonna dive right in. All right. Oh, your love is a diving board. I'm gonna dive right in, yeah. It's been a lifetime playing it safe. Oh, it's time to get carried away. Your love is a diving board. I'm gonna dive right in, yeah. Oh, here we go, guys. Your love is a lightning bolt, 1,000,000 volts for sure.
Ben Franklin told me so.
Said your love is a lightning bolt, 1,000,000 volts for sure.
And I'm ready to go.
Oh, well, you light my midnight hour. It's true, and I'm getting all my power from you. Your love is a lightning bolt, 1,000,000 volts for sure. Oh, yeah, here we go. Oh, 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 oh. bridge and now, yeah. Driving rain, but biblical flood. I swear I'll be Noah before the day is done. Tidal wave wash me out to sea. Don't ever stop what you're doing to me. Your love is a diving board. I'm gonna dive right in, yeah. And 3 flips off the high dive, yeah. Oh, your love is a diving board. I'm gonna dive right in. And I don't care if I sink or I swim. It's been a lifetime playing it safe. Oh, it's time to get carried away, yeah, yeah. Your love is a diving board. I'm gonna dive right in, yeah, 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 yeah. Your love is a diving board. I'm gonna dive right in. Oh, 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 yeah, yeah, yeah. Daniel Nahmod will be in concert here at the Activity Center August 31st. That's his song. Dude rocks. Go see him.
Thank you to our UBC band, Joe Cartwright, Todd Gillette, Steve Ragazzi, Nikki Williams, and Jessica Dolan for today's beautiful music. Thank you. And thank you to Rev Brenda for connecting us and metaphysically to our own ability to build our creative webs from center to circumference and back to the Unity Principle Center. Registration is opening for our Adventures in Spirituality series, an 8-week journey with Mary O'Malley's book, What's in the Way is the Way. Here's Rev Brenda to share some more details.
This is such a cool program, and it takes a fair amount of energy to dream up the idea for the very best book. This year, it sounds totally Unity. What's in the way is the way with Mary O'Malley. And what happens in small groups is we have highly trained and skilled facilitators who offer to host a group. Some of those are in person, some of those are on Zoom. I don't know how far away you can see this. We have one group on Sunday, which is Zoom, one on Monday, which is Zoom, one on Tuesday, which is in person, one on Wednesday in person, one on Wednesday Zoom, one on Thursday Zoom, and one on Thursday in person. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That's as many options as we could come up with, and I'm proud of those options. And you know, it's our facilitators. They bring their own lens and they bring their own vibe and energy. If you've been in the habit over the years of signing up with the same facilitator, take a leap. Maybe find a name that you're not so familiar with. Most of the folks that are hosting on Zoom are a part of our, well, all of them on Zoom are a part of our live stream community. And they're in our deep dive on a regular basis. So these sessions run for an hour and a half each. Rev E will kick us off with her Sunday lesson, and then we will follow that week's discussion on that same material. You can get to the enrollments on our webpage, unityvillagechapel.org, and somebody on the staff who's standing up in the back of the sanctuary created a really cool Adventures in Spirituality page. Did I cover everything?
How much fun it is. It's so much fun.
Is that .org or .org?
Did I say orb?
No.
I could have.
I will be joining the Thursday evening, and from somebody who has facilitated and participated, they are a really great way to get connected, stay connected, and just go deeper into the practice. On Sunday, August 30th, immediately following service, UVC is hosting a community cookout in celebration of Rev. Erin's return from her summer sabbatical. There will be live music along with games and activities for kids. The Men of Unity will be firing up the grill, and the Sisters of Myrtle Fillmore will be providing side dishes. We're excited for that next Sunday. The next Soul Professional Networking is this Friday, August 28th at 9 a.m. at the Fillmore Cafe. This is your monthly space to connect with like-minded visionaries, build authentic relationships, explore your spiritual and financial potential, be seen, supported, inspired, and discover what's next for your life or work. That sounds exciting. 9 a.m. on Friday, August 28th. Empower Music Festival in-person concert package is now available for the concerts taking place August 31st through September 3rd. The concerts are $20 at the door or $50 for all four. Please come and be a part of our Kindred Spirits. We have these nice little flyers out at the welcome table with all the information on the front and the back. This is going to be held on September 19th from 5 to 9 p.m. at the Fillmore Chapel, the chapel space, which is very historic and high vibrational, beautiful, sacred, artistic space for us to come together in connection. We are going to come together in creativity, community, connection with live music. We're not having live music, just music, interactive games, glowing labyrinth walk, and soul-filled conversations. It is your chance to make a friend, be a friend, and bring a friend. This is free to attend. Just show up and be ready to shine. This is me and Betsy and Adam's baby, and this is going to be our third. And it's a great, some of the highlights that have been really enjoyed are the communal art project that we all come together and collaborate to create an art piece. And also our speed friending is really fun. And that's how we get to know each other more quickly and easily and safely. So please join us for that on September 19th. Susan DeHoda, an active and dedicated Unity Village Chapel community member, lifted into her freedom form on August 10th, 2026. The celebration of life for Susan will be here in the Atrium Chapel, Sunday, September 13th at 12:30 p.m. We will also be live streaming for those who cannot attend in person. A scattering of ashes in the Rose Garden will follow with the reception hosted by the Sisters of Myrtle Fillmore. Susan is a dear beloved who was very involved in our community space and a very dear friend of mine, and just such a beautiful, bright light. So for those of you that knew her, we hope that you can join us in honoring her. Join us for Unity World Day of Prayer on Wednesday, September 9th, as we gather in prayer, fellowship, and sacred celebration. The evening begins at 6 p.m. with an art show and reception, followed by the opening service at 7 p.m. Local ministers and spiritual leaders will join Silent Unity Prayer Associates in a meaningful opening processional, carrying baskets filled with prayer requests submitted from around the world. Following the processional, we will pause together to bless these baskets and begin the 24-hour prayer vigil. We invite you to attend World Day of Prayer as a living expression of the love, faith, and unity we affirm is already living among us. Full details and registration for all events mentioned are available on our website, the UVC app, and in the weekly e-newsletter. Today's chaplain is Lynn Weiber. Is she in here? There she is. Lynn, she can pray with you after service, following service for prayer. Online Deep Dive begins right after service, hosted virtually on Zoom. You can find the Zoom link on the Virtual Sanctuary tab at unityvillagechapel.org and in person here at Unity Village in the Fillmore Cafe, facilitated by moi, Courtney McAway, and Mary Kay Ziegler. She's over there. So we will be over there, and Rev Brenda's going to join us for lively discussion. All are invited to join in conversation and deepen today's message. We now move into the practice of generosity. We give not because it's transactional, but because generosity is a spiritual act. Giving keeps the current of life moving. As we give, we participate in creating life, in sustaining the spiritual home, and in practicing love together. Let's affirm together. Divine love, through us, blesses and multiplies all that we have, all that we give, and all that we receive. And so it is. As you leave, physical offerings may be placed in the baskets, and electronic giving is available at the welcome table. If you're visiting today and you have a heart for supporting our Sunday services here at Unity Village, you're invited to join 5 to Thrive with an ongoing gift of $5 weekly or monthly. And remember, you can always stay connected through our live stream. At the welcome table, you can also pick up a daily word, purchase music CDs, and if you love thought-provoking films, inspiring documentaries, there is a sign-up sheet to be added to our movie meetup list. You'll receive occasional text or emails when there are conscious film selections, group movie outings, or pop-up movie nights. Now, let's give our musicians one more round of appreciation as we stand and sing the peace song and recite the prayer for protection.
Let there be peace on earth,
And let it begin.
with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my solemn vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. And all is swell.